Hey guys, it's Jeremy with PrinciTools, and today I actually had a whole different video planned, ready to go, and I was like, I'm just going to talk to the camera as if you're my friend and explain why I'm doing PrinciTools. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I really just kind of want to not really explain myself, but just tell you the story so that you can know why I'm doing what I'm doing. And really what it is at the end of the day, my mission is to give people life tools so that they can be happier and become their best selves and accomplish their personal goals and feel happier and stronger and able to cope with life. Because I don't know too many people who have committed suicide, but that's too many. I know two people close to me, and that is two people too many. And I think some of these life tools, they just maybe didn't develop them or didn't have these life tools to cope with life, and it got too hard and they just quit. And so to me, that is terribly sad, and that is the mission behind PrinciTools, to help people with, that's like on the far end of the spectrum, but I think everybody's on that spectrum where you could be a little bit happier, a little bit stronger, have a little bit more life tools to cope and to accomplish your personal goals and be your best self. So the story starts out when I was 13. I was a pretty sensitive kid. I feel like I was quiet and shy. And then my brother left so I have one older brother and then a dad, and those were the three boys in the house. And so my older brother left on a mission to a service mission in Sweden for 2 years. So he was gone. And then my dad passed away suddenly. And so I remember at the funeral, like, being shocked, and it's almost like, if you can imagine this, like a flashbang grenade where, I don't know if you know what that is, but it goes in a room and then it explodes with a really bright light, and then it makes it so you don't know what's going on and you can't see anything. And that's how I felt. I was like, I don't know if this is real life, this is crazy, I don't know what's going on. And then it slowly fades away, and then real life kind of like comes back, and you start to realize, holy crap, that was real, and like, I'm not gonna wake up from this, isn't a dream. And so anyway, that's kind of how I felt. And I remember people at the funeral telling me things like, you're the man of the house now, and just having so much pressure and so much weight on my shoulders, and these different having to cope with this was just so hard. And I remember I just didn't know how to react, to be honest. I just didn't know. As that numbness kind of faded away, it got harder and harder, and to kind of deal with real life. And so one of the things that happened, luckily to me, was I stumbled upon this talk show on the radio at night. One time I couldn't sleep, and I was just playing with the radio by my bedside table, listening to music and stuff. And I stumbled upon this talk show where people would call in and talk about their life and their trials and things, and the host would help them deal with their struggles. And the thing is, he would almost always just either ask questions and get them to talk, and then try to teach a life principle that they could use as a tool to cope with their trials and things. And so the cool thing was these principles never change. And so he was teaching these these laws of the universe or whatever, these principles that never change. And all the listeners, including me, could also take those and apply them. And I found that when I applied them and learned these things, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm happier, I'm stronger, I can cope with this. And that started a fire in me to go out and start learning these other things, and to find more life tools. And I felt like it was like a toolkit on my side, where I would learn something and be like, this is a good one, and then put it in. And I've been growing that toolkit, and it's gotten to be, I've done this for so many years that I feel like I have a pretty good toolkit, and I feel really proud of it and happy that it's helped me so much. And I just recently have seen people where they're so sad and so about to give up on life, or they just have settled. And imagining that people just wait, work starts on Monday and they can't wait for the weekend, and then the weekend flies by, and then Monday comes again, and then they can't wait for a vacation because weekends aren't long enough anymore. And people that are just sad like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I could just give you some of these, I wish I could just give you these life tools to help you be a little bit happier, because you can thrive through life and not just suffer through life. And so that's kind of the point that I got to, where just earlier this year I was like, I have to start building a platform, start telling people about these life tools, because just like I was, I know that other people are going through trials, other people are having people close to them die, or whatever else might happen. Life is tough. And luckily for me, I found that radio show and started this journey of building my life toolkit. But so that is kind of the mission, to help spark the interest and be a source for learning those life tools for other people. So that's where we are today, and I hope you join us and follow along the journey with PrinciTools. And thank you so much for watching. And I guess my last question is just comment below what your biggest life tool is, what you've learned, and who taught it to you, and what it's done for you. So for me, I would say the biggest life tool that I learned is actually, I learned on that radio show. And I learned that you can take any situation, outside of your control. Things happen to you all the time. The guy cuts you off on the road, or whatever happens. There are things outside of your control that happen, but you choose how it affects you. And so there's this story he taught that showed two different people that went through the same situation, and how one of them became really successful and really happy, and the other one, sorry, the video cut. So what happened was the two people went through the same situation, and one of them became stronger and better because of it, and used it as kind of like a launch pad for his success and his growth. And then the other person, it tore him down and made him weaker, and he played the victim card, and he so it was interesting to see that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this really hard trial that I'm going through can make me stronger and not just tear me down like I feel like it's doing. And so anyway, that was the biggest first life tool that I learned, and it was from that guy on the radio host. So let me know what yours is, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.